Welcome back to the Morristown Market Report. I'm Amy Schrader with Remax Real Estate 10.
And I'm Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.
And our special guests today are the owners of Incredible Tiny Homes here in East Tennessee.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thank
Thank
y'all
you.
for being on here.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate
letting us come. Yeah.
So I heard y'all on the radio a few months ago. I don't know, a month or two ago now, I guess. Talking about your new development over here in Russellville.
Right.
And so I'm so excited about that because affordable housing is definitely something we need around here. So can y'all expand on what's going on with that?
Well, I'll tell you what, you took a chance getting us on here because we're the outlaws. Real estate, homes, the market, and everything.
Oh, Lord, no.
Yeah, we're outlaws.
I mean, the way I see it, if you can help people get into a
Yes.
house,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yes.
Well, the city and the county and everybody's up in arms about our tiny homes that
Tiny
we build.
homes are new.
And that's why we started Russellville. We thought, well, you know what? Let's do stick-built homes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to build them 500 to about 1,200 square foot. And they were amazing prices. And we were
Yep.
making a living and developed land.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, to come in and do that, we don't have millions of dollars come in there and just put in the infrastructure and do all this stuff like a lot of your big tract home people do.
Mm-hmm.
And the 75 acres we're looking at is $1.3 million. So how are we going to come up with all that money and infrastructure money?
Right.
So the way we've designed our company is when we
Mm-hmm.
sell a tiny home, we get 100% of that money up front. And that's unheard of. Like, I'm not going to give you money. You got to give me your product first, right?
Right.
Well, we built a trust with people.
Mm-hmm.
And we have built this entire business without a loan, a line of credit.
Yeah.
I haven't borrowed a dime from an investor or anybody.
No.
That's
And,
awesome.
and it's hard to do.
Well, our
And
investors
we didn't have
are
any money to start out.
the investors are the people.
They're the people.
They're the people.
So Russellville was going to be the people. The people had to give a $40,000 deposit. That's steep. That's hard
Yeah.
to do. And it was almost a financial miracle if it was going to happen. But people were excited about it.
They
We
were.
had 20 people that participated.
And we needed 35 to get the green light to go,
Yeah.
and we didn't make it in time.
Yeah.
So we
Gotcha.
just now shut down the Southern Heights project. I'm from
Right.
Morristown, and Southern Heights, some of you that might remember Southern Heights Elementary School out there in Road Junction, that's where I still live. That's why it was named that. So we were really excited about the project.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just, we were just talking about it on the way here. You know, God had another way. So it wasn't meant to be. So we're
Yeah.
not going to force it. So we moved on.
Yeah, we moved on to other things.
You gotta
now.
keep
Still,
going.
we're
I
just
gotcha.
going.
Yeah.
But we love affordable housing.
Yes.
And you know the thing, we were just interviewing for another show here before we come here.
Yeah.
And the thing that separates apart, I've been through '08. I've been a builder since 1990.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that's you see real estate go up. So it's like you buy a house for 150, and 3 years later it's worth 300,000.
Right.
It's not right. All right?
Mhm.
So but we don't want to sell our house for less than 300 because well, I can get 300. But you don't know what you're doing to the market.
You're forcing the
So
market.
everybody's greedy.
Mhm.
The homeowners are greedy, the builders are greedy, then you got people renting that have apartments, they're greedy. We're just renting for $800
Right.
4 years ago, and now they're almost 2,000.
Right.
It's because they think they can get it. So if you add
They
that,
can.
I was going to say, they know they can
They
get
are.
but
it.
the
They know
reason
they can get it.
is because everybody else is.
Right.
Mhm.
So you know where we're at?
So we could take less.
You got it. $200, $200 to $300 for a lot rent.
Yep.
Everybody around us is getting $400, $500, $600, $700, $800.
Yeah.
We're completely 100% full.
Mm-hmm.
There's a waiting line.
We
to
have
get
a
in.
waiting list. Yeah.
And we're building more communities that are going to fill it up more and more. And I always said, if I want to make more money, I just build more
That's right.
instead of charging so much.
Mhm.
So we get through these swing of every 20 years, we go through an economic crunch.
Right.
It's because everybody's eating each other.
Right.
If I build
Yeah.
a home for 150 and you're going to offer me 400,000 in 3-5 years from now, am I going to say, you know what, that's too much?
Yeah.
I'm only going
Mhm.
to take 200,000
Yeah.
for it, right?
Mhm.
And that's what they should do.
Yeah.
But we're all trying to eat each other. I call it eating
Yeah.
each other.
Exactly.
Now I got to go get a mortgage. It's going to cost me $5,000 a month to pay for my house. And that
Mhm.
house is I just see houses over here that were probably no more than 40 grand, $40,000
That's
inside
right.
the city here.
Yeah.
And now they're 130.
That's
Mhm.
right. Well, and too, and our kids can't afford the homes. You know, we've all got grown kids and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know, my son is over there. He has an apartment over there at Carlisle, and he keeps it beautiful, and it's a great place to be, and all that kind of stuff. He loves it.
Yeah.
But he's not ready to buy a tiny home and get a piece of land or live in the community and stuff like that.
Well, that was
So
part of your idea
it
of
was,
building him a home
yeah. Mhm.
that he could afford.
Yeah.
It was cheaper than the rent.
It was
and it was
cheaper
a
than the
brand
rent.
new house
Brand new
on
house.
that property in Russellville that people are going to be able to live there.
And he was
cheaper than
gonna,
rent.
and he was gonna go for it.
Yeah.
He was gonna do it. So
Made sense.
it made sense exactly.
Yeah.
So you know, even with our homes are the most affordable in the country.
Oh, yeah.
Our prices beat everybody, and it's because Randy and I, we choose to take less. That's just all there is to it. And by choosing to take less, we get more. So that's it's
we get steady work.
we get steady
you know,
work. We
and-
stay busy.
And then the same thing,
Mhm.
it just comes down to when you get to know people.
Yeah.
And your customers.
Oh, we know them all. Yeah.
Wow. We've now realized that when we sell these homes for
Yeah.
$20,000
Yeah.
and $40,000 that are so economical,
Yeah.
it's changed their life.
It has.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely.
It
And now you
has.
start hearing all these stories and you're saying, wow, we got something bigger here than we thought. You know,
Yeah.
it's more than making money.
Well, and two, in our clientele, believe it or not, is 99% women. I would say it's that high, don't you think? Single
yeah.
women, 45 and older, and everybody's got a dog. I'm getting ready to put it in the lease.
You gotta have
The
a
new
dog.
lease, you got to have a dog. It's not that it's you can have a dog, you're going to have a dog. We all
Yeah.
have dogs out there, right? And all these ladies, and I always tell the story of Gloria that lived in California because everybody comes all across the country. We don't have local people in Newport in our communities. It's everywhere. They adore East Tennessee. They absolutely love it here for many, many reasons, with the weather to the taxes, breaks, and all that kind of stuff. But Gloria was in her apartment in beautiful California where it was very expensive. And she would only see her landlord to pay the rent and the delivery driver. That was it. So all these people are in this community now where we have 230 leased lots
Mhm.
in the forest. We have themed areas. So the forest, the beach, the prairie, and the grove. And everybody in their little community, they go to the store together. They do parties together. They do everything
And they go to
together.
the community and they volunteer and help when the big floods came. They were down there handing out water, helping out everybody.
Yes.
You know, that
Always
want
wanting to do something. Always like, what are we going to do today? If somebody is sick, this is a big one too, because like I said, a lot of our kids are already grown and they have their own lives. So this has took a big burden off of their families to know that they're in a community where it's safe. So little house, tiny house, all these people, they have neighbors and they check on each other. So they watch each other's property. Some people don't have cars there. They carpool. They all go to Walmart together. They go to the movies together and stuff. I just incorporated, I know we have a lady, it's Singo. It's Pinky with Singo.
Yeah.
Okay. So I started going to Singo down at Tennessee Jack's 2 years ago or something like that. And I thought, my tiny home people, I bet they'd like to have Singo. So it's been going on about 6 months?
Yeah.
Buddy, it's this Friday.
Friday
We're
night,
going to be
man.
dressed up in Halloween. We got a photo booth, and she's been coming out every Friday now. Boom, 50 to 70 people's been coming of
that's
our
awesome.
residents. It's just for our residents right now, and I think we're going to keep it that way because I didn't think there'd be enough people that come. But they're searching for something to do. They need this camaraderie.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're bringing chili, so they bring food now. So it's like homecoming every Friday night at Incredible Tiny Homes, isn't it?
It is.
It's
yeah.
awesome, and I think I'm going to do a Facebook Live, or I'll do YouTube Live or something.
Yeah.
Show everybody, but it's a hoot, and it's working. And and one of the biggest things too that they take away is that they are not having to work full time. So if they have to work at all, they're only having to work part time.
Yeah.
And
And make their living.
make
their
their
lot
living.
rent, make everything.
And most of them are living, working from home. So we got internet out there and stuff. Just because Newport's come a long way, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We got internet. We got stuff.
High-speed fiber in there.
That's right. And
Yeah.
we were lucky. I say that lucky. I don't want to do this as boasting or bragging, but we were dry as could be from the hurricane,
Yeah.
from the flood. It was all around us. We evacuated and everything, and everyone, thank God, was safe. But our tiny homes and our community stood the test. There was no holding water on where we excavated and did all the work with that. So
we did it right.
we're very proud of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
for
Kept
sure.
everybody safe.
Yeah.
So do you have any other projects in the works for some kind of community to
How much
go
time you
in?
got?
How much time you got?
I got a closing at 4, so I'm
Right. Good for you.
We got a lot of projects going.
Yeah, we've acquired 160 acres across the street from our 34 acres where we have 230 home sites, and in 160 acres we got 285 home sites that are already called for, done, spoken for, homes being built and getting ready to open up.
Yeah.
85 of those lots will be opened up in the next couple weeks.
Mhm.
The other 200 home sites will be opened up in about 6 months.
Like in the spring.
And it gives us another about 120 acres in the backside, and people are just calling. When are you going to open up more lots?
I
What
know.
can you do? Can you give me more
Yeah.
homes? Then we're going outside the state. We got land in Paducah, Kentucky. We
Yeah.
bought land there. We've met with the city, the county, all
They're
the
ready
officials,
for us.
and they're excited for
Yeah.
us to bring affordable housing. So it's going to be a little bit different because our tiny homes are small and they're a little bit 8-10 foot wide. And what we're doing is I come up with called add-a-box. And so we
Mhm.
got the Incredibox, and then we got the add-a-box. And what happens is you can add it, make a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom,
And
4
add on
bedroom,
as your family
and
grows.
add on as your family grows. And then if you want, as they get done, they go to college. the
You can
kid
sell it off.
Kid can take his room with
Separately.
him.
I
Right?
got you.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can take it or you can sell
And they're
it.
all on traders. You unhook them, plug them. We got them, and they're real pretty. They're
Yeah.
real nice and neat. They're
And they've all got plumbing so that
Yeah,
they can
it's
stand
all done.
alone. So if you get an add-a-box to do it as just a bedroom because it doesn't come with a kitchen
Mhm.
and things like that, it's got the plumbing and everything. So you can add that stuff if you
all on the
sell it
floor.
off.
It's
Yeah.
all on the floor. So if they want to put a kitchen bathroom, it's all on the floor. Put
Yeah.
it in and sell it,
Mhm.
and you get your money back. So you're not stuck with a brick and mortar home. that's
Exactly.
this size.
What are you going to do with
You can
it?
take it apart.
Yeah.
And so that's a new concept for us that we're doing, and probably going to start that in 2025 in Paducah. We're also looking to land down in Dunlap, Tennessee, north
Yes.
of Chattanooga.
Gorgeous,
That's where
piece,
Dunlap is.
gorgeous piece of property that we
Yeah.
stumbled upon, and it was a golf course.
Yeah,
And we're going to put the tiny homes on the golf course,
yeah.
There you
And
go.
it's-
like on the literal
so it's
golf
not a
course.
functioning golf course.
No,
but it
it's
is
gorgeous.
with that big
Prettiest piece of
Sequatchie
property.
Valley goes through there.
Yes,
It's just beautiful.
It's
and
pretty.
so that's
Gorgeous views.
Oh,
yeah.
beautiful.
So that's a big venture for us right now that we're in
Mhm.
the works of doing. We got land in Nevada near Las Vegas.
Yeah.
We got some land that we're
Yeah, 15
thinking about
acres.
putting in a community with just veterans.
for veterans.
Yeah.
Because
So,
they need affordable housing. I mean, everyone needs affordable housing, but the veterans, it just seems like they always get tossed to the wayside. And we would love to do just an all for veterans tiny home community for these people.
well,
And
you
I
know,
can't
yeah.
remember where it was, but I saw where some town in the South somewhere
Mm-hmm.
had made a tiny home community to help alleviate the homeless situation.
Yes, right. Mhm.
And I mean, to me, with the cost of living going up the way it
Mhm.
is,
Yes.
you've got people who, work, try to pay their bills,
Mhm.
and an emergency situation
That's
happens, and now they're homeless
Yeah,
because
well,
they couldn't keep their rent
Reedy,
paid.
we talked about this not
Right.
long ago, and I said there should be a difference, and we had talked about even doing this. I said, what if we get a piece of property? And, there is for the homeless, there's different levels. There is the need for the shelters, okay? This is
Right.
not for the people that are in shelters. We need a tiny home community for the working homeless. And I don't know how to say that, but it's kind of,
Right.
you know what I'm talking
I know
about
what you're talking
with
about.
that? Because we're all 1 to 2 2 weeks of a paycheck. You're homeless. You're done for. We need to help these people and build them up to where they can go to another level of a tiny home community, maybe, and do the add-a-box and things like
Right.
that. So we need to help our communities to go from the shelter, to go to the working homeless community, to the tiny home community, maybe even stay right here. But we need to do that to help these people to thrive because they cannot afford these homes. Normal people can't afford these homes and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Well, with the rent prices, like you were talking
Yes.
about being what they are,
mhm,
I mean, all it takes is somebody to have a catastrophic illness.
mhm, get sick.
Their car tears up, or
Mhm.
they
Get
get
laid
in a car
off.
wreck,
Mhm.
they get laid off,
That's right.
and all of a sudden I don't know what we're
It's-
going to do.
they
And I
don't.
was a single mom, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So
That's
I
right.
know exactly what it's like living paycheck to paycheck,
That's
and you
right.
have that fear of what am I going
Exactly.
to do?
That's right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So I think that would be a great thing,
Mm-hmm.
for Hamlin, Jefferson, whoever to
Well,
put
I
in
agree.
to have. Let's put some houses here to home these people.
Yeah,
You want to run them out of all of our parks?
I
and
know exactly. But where
all
they
these
go? Where do
places,
they
but
go?
where are they supposed
Where
to
are they
go?
All right,
supposed to go?
Well, you got to march down there to the county building and talk to the mayors because they don't like us. They don't
Ah.
like tiny homes.
They don't like campers either, do
Mhm.
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
So,
Well, and two, one
and
of
I
the
think
things.
it's just because
yeah,
they're uneducated about it.
exactly.
They don't know what
it's
we
new.
are.
Well, one of the things that's going to help them and give them some kind of peace of mind is that, and I'll let you talk about this in depth about it, but we are modular certified now.
Yeah, we're modular certified, which was a certification that came up because of us, the state of the capital,
Mm-hmm.
Nashville, seeing what we were doing.
Yeah.
And there was a great guy, Jim Hightower,
Jim
who's out in
Hightower.
Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen us and he said, you know what, we got to help this just what you're saying. How can we make this conform to zoning and planning in all these little towns and that
Right.
in Tennessee?
Mhm.
So they came up with just a modular certification for tiny homes.
Yes.
So that means so modular, you probably know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like a brick and mortar home.
Yep.
Permits,
Mhm.
everything's perfect. So we legally can right now go buy a lot in
Yes.
Morristown
Mhm.
and put a
A
tiny
tiny
home
home.
in there because it's modular certified.
And a person can get a loan if it's modular certified. So that's a big deal because people don't have 40, 50, 60, $80,000 laying around to go to buy up front. But that's how we've done for 10 years. Everybody's bought the homes up front.
Mhm.
We've been unbelievably
Yeah.
lucky.
And this gives them, the value
Mhm.
to be able to borrow money against it.
Yes.
So that opens up doors. And it's
The
just,
only issue with that is finding the comps.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get a few
Right,
of them sold
Yes.
to
and we talked
establish
to a bank
value
about that.
Exactly.
to get,
That's
comps
right.
for appraisal.
Exactly.
And then we've got what's good for us is we've had a good run for 10 years. So we've
Right.
got a lot of different comps that we can do there. So that helps, and that gives peace of mind. And it also gives, the bank security and everybody involved security of the safety, because we do ANSI certification too on our homes. Randy,
yeah,
if you
so
wanna talk
they're
about
third
that.
party inspected by engineers. Everything's done above
Yeah.
board. Nothing's done with, extension cords running through the two before.
No,
like that,
and some people really, they do think that because
Yeah.
they just are not familiar with tiny homes. It's really, even though we've been doing it 10 years, it's still fairly new.
But too,
So-
if I came next to your property and I buy 15 acres and I want to put 100 homes on there,
Yeah.
you're probably going to go to the planning commission and say a bunch of homeless people are going to be moving in here. It's not going to look nice. And that's the biggest worry. I've done that. I've been to other planning commissions throughout the southeast here.
Mhm.
And as soon as they know we're coming in, man, I got bullseye on my back. I got a bunch of
Yeah.
mean people. And I had a police officer actually escort me out of a meeting one time because I said I was proposing to
we
bring some homes in
did.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody thinks it's going to bring their values of their homes down. If you come to Newport and you see what we've done, they're beautiful homes.
They
They're
are.
gorgeous homes,
Yeah.
And it is, and all these, it's clean. The people love living there. It's a nice community.
Yeah.
So this is hard because we're on the forefront. That's why I said we're an outlaw here, because we're on the forefront of changing. People
Yeah.
cannot afford a $300,000
They
mortgage.
can't do it.
Kids are living at home till they're 30.
Yeah.
And
They
then-
are.
and then-
Exactly. They are.
And then
they
mom and
can't
dad are
afford.
coming back
Yeah.
after they retire.
I know.
And so, we're right now, we're the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And builders don't want to build a $150,000 home
Mm-hmm.
because they said, man, I can build 300,000 to double my profit.
Right.
They don't want to do it.
Well, and too, with you saying that about prices, I just want to bring it up that we have an 8x20 Incredibox, which we have a factory. We have many ways that we build. We have the assembly line, we have the custom builds, we have the stick builds. We have a lot that's going on. But an $18,000 Incredibox right now, 8x20 is what we put out there. So we have a range from 18,000 up to 159,000 for the Amanda, which I kind of took.
Yeah.
I didn't name it, but our sales guy did. But he said, "Let's call it the Amanda."
So
but
we
it's
got
a 12
we
by
got the
40.
smallest one is an RJO,
Is
me.
Randy
Or the
Jones.
biggest.
Yeah, and the biggest one's me.
Yeah, yeah.
But we can fit any budget.
Yeah.
And the tiny homes are so to where, especially the Incrediboxes, that you do one and you can add another one and add another and do the add a box. So there's so much that we can work with. It's like, come to us with a budget, come to us with a plan. We can make something work.
The ladies that buy our homes, most of them say, I can't tell my family what I'm about to do because I think I've lost my mind.
That's right. Yes.
I live in a 16-foot long house.
He lives
8
in the
to
first
16.
one. Yeah.
That's the cheapest, smallest, littlest thing you can.
Yeah.
And I went from a house into that, and it was like, how?
You went from the office to into that. Okay. You
Sleeping
didn't
on
have
the
a
floor.
house. He didn't
Well,
have
the
a
office
house.
was big.
It was.
But getting in there,
He
and
was
now
sleeping in the
it's
office.
like, man, my bed. I got my kitchen. I got my bathroom. I'm good to go when I go to work. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just so.
20 steps to work.
You got to work your mind around it. So yeah, it looks asinine to think I'm going to live in 128 square feet.
Yeah.
Your closet's probably big as that.
No.
So having that is hard, and so you're breaking the mold, and it's hard
Yeah.
to do. And we just had a company call us and said, hey, can you help the storm victims over in North Carolina?
Yes.
And so I sent them the way to the home and everything. We have an assembly line. We got about 30 guys on the line, and I created this assembly line to build 2 to 4 homes a day.
Right.
And so we build right now this bigger model. We build 2 a day, And all these guys make $30 an hour.
Everybody makes $30 an hour.
All of them work 4 days a week.
Ladies in the office too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get bonuses at
guys.
the end of the year. So, and this is all, we've developed from the backyard.
We got a little over 50 people, I'd say, don't we?
And yeah. And so this company called and said, hey, can you transport and set homes in North Carolina? I said, yeah. So I gave them the weight, and they're going to get a chopper, and they're going to hold them and send them back in them hollers for some folks,
Yeah.
Come and find out, they're having a hard time with local politics and FEMA.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what they said? These are certified as RVs. They are an RV camper. That's what they're certified at. They said, we do not want a tiny home in here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got people in tents. And it's getting cold, and I could give them a tiny home and get their tent out of there. And they said, no, FEMA and the local government won't do it because it's not something they thought of, or put together.
We're trying to get them there, and then, like I said before this even started with the Facebook Live, is that last Monday we gave away 2 of our tiny homes, our Incredible boxes. One was an 8x16, and one was a 8x20, and we went to Del Rio. And when you went into Del Rio, which is down past Newport and stuff, and it was literally a mudslide. So you were driving by. There's a huge house that just slid off the foundation from the hurricane. Barbarossa completely gone. Everything's gone out through there. And this gentleman, Mr. Gregory, Channel 8 News come out, Lexi come out from Channel WVLT, and she did a piece on it, and we gave him an 8x20.
Mm-hmm.
He's 84 years old. He has cancer. He had 7 dogs, lives on right there at the railroad, and didn't know what in the world he was going to do at all. And we gave him a home and talked to his granddaughter and stuff. And then there was another guy who was there helping everybody, and the librarian that was there in Del Rio, she was there, and she said, I don't know if y'all got another house laying around or something like that, but he's helping everybody. He lost everything. He lost his vehicle, his fifth wheel. He lost everything. So it was just him.
His wallet.
Wallet, papers, nothing. And he's going around. He's going around helping everybody. Yeah. It's like, well, hey, and we didn't know neither one of these guys.
Gave him one.
So I told Randy, I said, well, hey, this guy needs a house over here.
And it's
said,
not like
well,
we
let me call Zeke. We got one.
Give away a house.
Yeah.
It's not like we got all this stuff. We're struggling
but
too.
But it shows it's a solution. Like we were able to. The houses were done. We were able to hook it up to the truck and take them out there.
Drop it off.
They had a place that night.
He was on a tent on the side of the road.
Yes.
And I told him, I said, listen, I said, how you going to heat this? And he said, well, there's no electricity yet.
Yeah.
I said, you just burn a couple candles in there.
And
it'll run you out.
They're insulated.
They're like a cooler.
Yeah, it's like a cooler.
And it was just like, then you got this nonprofit is nationwide. I don't want to mention them yet because we're working with them.
Yeah.
And they can't get them in because of FEMA and local politics.
Because there's people still in North Carolina that need help now.
Yeah.
We're trying to get out there to get some help to them and stuff. So, but
you need to talk to Lee Brown.
Okay.
I'll send you her contact info.
Okay. Get us with
She's
them.
a realtor over there, and she is front lines in Western North Carolina.
Well, we would love to help because I'm telling you, it's.
She'll help you out.
Okay.
It's, people in need in many different ways, with charity, with needing affordable housing and all different ways, because we do even houses that we're getting ready to do up on the ridge tops up there that we have at the property. And those are going to be more higher up homes, luxury. I don't know how we would call it, I guess luxury style, but we go from 18,000
But they're stick built. Yeah.
But they're stick built. Yeah. And then we add all kinds of amenities to the home. So you can get a bay window, you can get, mini splits, and you can add all kinds of different things.
So if somebody's interested in talking to you guys, getting a tiny home, where do they go for information? How do they get a hold of you?
Well, it's incredibletinyhomes.com. They can also email our sales at incredibletinyhomes.com. Phone number is 423-438-0111. And we are on YouTube every day.
Yeah.
So we've got, I don't know how many thousands of videos we got out
you
now.
go on Incredible Tiny Homes YouTube.
Yeah. And we've got over
3,000
we
videos.
got over 200,000 subscribers. I think we got 204,000 subscribers now.
Yeah.
I think we got about 74,000 members on Facebook. But we're on Facebook. I keep it hopping. I mean, I'm posting something. If he's going to the kitchen, I'm videoing it. You know, we
Yeah.
want you involved in our lives, and we want to share our community, and we want to share what we're doing for the country. Do our part to help with affordable housing, because if you don't have a home. I've never, thank God, I have never had the problem of never not having a place to go to.
You come close.
Well, I never did. But I've always had a home. Being out there in Road Junction, I still live in the same house that I was born and raised in. And I have such a heart, have such a passion for these people that they were living in cars. We do have people who are living in cars, living on couches and living outside, not having anywhere to go. So we have a wide range that we can help, from homeless all the way up to you're just downsizing your home and you're wanting to come to East Tennessee. So
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate y'all coming by here and talking to us.
Thank you for inviting
And I'm
us.
sorry that I didn't know that Russellville project got scratched.
That's
I was
okay.
excited to talk.
That's okay, but we'd love to do something in Morristown sometime. We don't put anything out, so we'd love to do something in Morristown, of course, my hometown. So
Yeah,
we'd love to.
All right. Well, thank y'all for coming. It's been very educational.
Thank you. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
And I will send you that contact information.
Okay.
Please do.
Perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you all so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Kim, I know you got some bad news for us.
Oh, God.
We are, rates are on the increase again, and so we're, depending on, credit scores, we always have to say all that. Conventionals back up upper sixes, close to 7,
I saw that.
and FHA is 6 something, or up pushing 6.
So what do you think's causing that? Do you think it's just like pre-election jitters, or you're like, I don't have a clue right now?
Well, I follow this guy, I won't name names, but, he just says there's not going to be any, which election's here in 2 weeks or so, but he said there's not going to be anything down until after election, and then we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
So not what anybody predicted or any of us wanted.
I know, and that the guy you follow, I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about. And he was the one that was like, oh yeah, we're on the decline now.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, to me, that's just hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and
Because
he's
now
an
they
expert.
backtrack and
Yeah.
say that,
And he was
oh,
telling people if you're 30 plus days from a loan closing to float. And those people that floated on the rate.
rude
Yeah.
now.
And we're back to a situation where, again, if anybody out there is pre-qualified and you haven't talked to your lender in the last
2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks, you should reach out to him, because if you were at your max price, then with these higher rates, you may be have to look at a cheaper price home.
I hear you. Well, so we're going to talk today about the Cherokee Lake market and what is going on there. This year has been a little slower for lake home sales. We've not seen as many come on the market. And we've just not had those buyers, mainly because of the interest rate situation. A lot of times your lake home buyers are going to be people who start out as a second home or a vacation home for them, and then they will transition to they're going to retire here in 3, 5, 7 years. But when you have interest rates as high as they are right now and have been this year, you just don't see a lot of people going out and buying second homes because those interest rates take another hit, correct?
Yes, exactly.
So right now this year we have sold 25 houses on Cherokee Lake. Average sales price is around $705,000 with 94 days on the market. The median sales price is $675,000 with 10 days on the market. So just like when we talk about the Hamlin County real estate market, if you price your home right when you go on the market, then within 2 to 3 weeks you should be under contract. And the same is holding true for a lake house. If you price that lake house where it needs to be, you're not going to be sitting on the market 94 days. Now, the homes that are seeing a prolonged period on the market are those that are like 900 and above right now. There's just not a huge market out there for the $1 million lake homes right now. We currently have 3 lake houses that are under contract, and we have 11 homes on the lake that are active and available for sale. They range in price from 550 up to 1.55 million. So something for everyone's budget if you have a 550 budget or more. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on the Cherokee Lake market. I do think if rates come down next year as they are projected to, then we're going to see an increase in lake home sales again. So
I agree.
and I really hate to hear that they kind of
That. I
didn't.
was going to poke you, but
Well, somebody could have told me before we went live. I didn't know. Now I feel bad, but it's okay.
well, they're definitely hustlers. They'll come up with something else. I would
Oh
say.
yeah, it sounds like they're
Yeah.
doing really well for themselves.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear, and they're sharing that with other people. So.
Definitely.
All right, if you have a local business or a nonprofit organization that you would like to promote on our Facebook Live, please leave a comment, send us a DM. We'd love to get you on our schedule before the end of the year.